Hello, this is Jennifer Bailey, and in this lecture I'm going to show you how to install WordPress using your web host control panel, otherwise known as Cpanel. I'm going to demonstrate two methods. I'm going to use Fantastico De Luxe and also the QuickInstall method. Now, in a previous lecture I showed you how to sign up for web hosting with HostGator, so I'm going to demonstrate using this web host. If you already have your hosting with another web host, they should also have a facility to install WordPress. And if they use Cpanel in the same way as HostGator does, then it will look and operate in pretty much the same way. The first thing you need to do before we install WordPress is to log in to your control panel. In case you've forgotten how to do that, you just type in your domain name, so mine is internet-lessons.com/cpanel, then enter in your username and password. Now, if you want to see this done, if you check out a previous lecture, I walk you through that. Once you're logged into the control panel, or the Cpanel as it's known, you need to scroll down the screen until you get to the section that's called Software and Services, and here you'll find Fantastico De Luxe. Now, this is the first method I'm going to show you for installing WordPress. There is also a quick install method, but personally I prefer Fantastico, so this is the one I'm going to show you. So you click on Fantastico De Luxe in order to open up this service. And as you can see, there's lots of different scripts that you can install down this left panel here. Now, we're going to choose WordPress because this is the script we're going to install. On this screen, you also can see any current installations of WordPress that you have, and I have quite a few different add-on domains with WordPress installed, and as you can see, I can control these sites from here. So I can choose to visit the site, to remove it, or upgrade the version of WordPress. Now, you can upgrade your WordPress from within your site, but if you wanted to do it quickly, you could do it from Fantastico, from this screen. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go for a new installation. You then need to decide which domain you're going to install WordPress on. Now, because I have lots of different domains which I use with my HostGator account, I can choose which one I want. Now, my main domain, the one I registered HostGator with, is internet-lessons.com. And all of the other domains that I put onto my hosting account are called add-on domains. Now, in a later video I'm going to show you how to add an add-on domain, so if you want to then go and put multiple domain names onto your HostGator account, you can do so. So for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to use one of my add-on domains for installing WordPress. The domain I'm going to use is privatetutoring.me, which is just a domain name I use for playing around with different WordPress ideas and for tutoring, hence the name privatetutoring.me. You can then choose to install WordPress onto that domain or onto a directory. So say, for example, you'd built a website using some other website design software. For example, I use Serif Web Plus quite a lot of the time for many of my websites, but then I do my blogs in WordPress. So you might decide that you want to install your WordPress onto a directory called blog, for example. So when you type in your domain name, like privatetutoring.me, the first screens you'd see are the other pages designed in perhaps another software. But if you type in /blog on the end, so privatetutoring.me/blog, it will take you to the blog part of the website. Now, in this case, this site is purely going to be built in WordPress, so I'm going to leave this directory box empty, so you don't need to use that one. The next thing you need to do is set your administrator username, and this is the username you'll use to log in to the control panel of WordPress. Best thing to do is pick something not admin or related to your website so that it can't be easily guessed, and this can't be changed. You need to make sure when you choose your administrator username it's something that you're going to remember. You then need to add in a password as well, and this can be changed at a later date. So if we come down to the base configuration, you have an admin nickname. Now this name is, so for example, if you're creating blog posts, this will be the name that shows for the person who posted it. So for example, if I was going to write a blog post, it would come up that Jennifer had posted it. You then want an admin email address. So basically this will contact you if people comment on your posts, that sort of thing. So I suggest if you're concerned about getting numerous emails, then set up a free email account with Gmail or someone like that. So anything related to the website which you don't want to have all the time in the inbox goes to a separate email account. You can also be emailed the information for the installation. You then want to have a site name and a description of your website. Now both of those can be changed at a later date. So I'm just going to pause the video and complete these bits of information. So I've entered these details and now I need to click Install WordPress. Now make sure you make a note of your admin details, because if you don't remember what they are, you can have difficulty getting back into your WordPress website. Now you can see that we're on the second step of the installation and a database has been created. It's always worth making a note of the database name that has been used for this installation, just in case you have a problem later on and you need to find out which one has been used for this site. It's told me where I've installed WordPress, and all I need to do now is click Finish Installation. So we're now on the final part of the installation. Now I tend to put in an email address in here so the details of the installation can be sent to me. So if there's any time I need to go back and review what I did, the information will be there. So I'm going to fill in my email information and then I'm click Send Email. I can now go back to the WordPress overview. Now if I go to another tab on my browser and type in privatetutoring.me, when the site opens up, you'll see that I now have a live WordPress site ready to go. It looks really basic at the moment, but this is the beginning point of creating our website. Here I've opened up the email which the installation was sent to, and I do recommend that you do this because having an email record of your domain, your username, your password and your MySQL information is always useful to have. And if you're anything like me, I'm rubbish with bits of paper, so having it in my email means I can always go back and find the details later on if I have a problem. Now we could end the lecture here because I've shown you now how to install WordPress onto a domain name, but I did say that I would show you the quick install method as well, so you can choose which one you prefer. So I've come back to the control panel and down to the software and services section. This time I'm going to choose Quick Install. So it looks very similar to Fantastico De Luxe with the scripts down the left hand side. So yet again, go to WordPress and then click continue. Now what I've done is I've uninstalled the WordPress installation that I've just shown you, so I can show you again using this method. So what we need to do is select the domain name in which we're going to install the software. I'm not going to select a directory, but if you were to want to install the script onto a directory, you would put it into this box here. Now you can see here it's enabled for upgrades. Now this means rather than having to do it manually like you did in Fantastico De Luxe, you can choose your WordPress to always be upgraded to the newest version. Now I would use this with caution because I prefer to take a backup of all of my websites before performing the upgrades, and I will show you how to take a backup of your WordPress websites and your other websites in a later tutorial. So for the time being I would leave this unchecked. You then put in your admin email address, which is the same as in Fantastico, which basically emails you if anybody comments on your posts, and also the information of the installation. You put in your blog title, which I did in the previous installation, private tutoring, an admin username, which would be the one you'd use to log in, and your first name and your last name. So I'm just going to fill these bits of information in until we proceed to the next section. Once you've completed this information, you need to click Install Now. I'm just going to pause the video while it installs. As you can see now, your installation is ready, and you can access your site by clicking here, and it's also provided me with my username and password. So if we click here, it opens a new tab in the browser and will show us the installation of our WordPress website. After completing the quick install, if you go and check your emails, you should find an email just like this one confirming the details of your installation, such as the username and password, in a similar way that Fantastico De Luxe did. So now you have an email record of the installation for future reference. So in summary, after this lecture, you should now be able to install WordPress using HostGator's Cpanel or any other web host that uses Cpanel, using either method, the quick install or Fantastico De Luxe. I'm Jennifer Bailey. Thank you for listening.